And we are back with power washing, but not power washing as you remember it. We've been transported away from small town England to a strange new land, Patrick.
Where's this place? Because I'm just shooting you in the face with water. I was doing that in the old place. Now I'm doing the new place.
Well, you should stop doing that.
Hey!
Because we have a place to clean up. We're in Midgar. It looks like
Is
like
this
we're
the
in some sort
Shinra
of corporate
facility?
lobby. I don't know. I had to click past the mission briefing here.
Who hired us?
Hardy Daytona and Shinra Haller is the mission. And is there? No, there's no job details. There we go. So we got a job from Reeve Tuesti at the Shinra building.
Reeve.
On behalf of everyone at the Shinra Electric Power Company, I'd like to welcome you to Midgar. It could not have been easy to come all the way out here, so your presence is much appreciated. To raise our population's morale, we are opening an exhibition to celebrate the long and varied history of our fair city's motor industry. Two of its key pieces, however, have emerged from storage in, let's just say, less than pristine condition. If they're to take center stage at the exhibition, they must be spotless, and that requires the attention of someone who understands the full meaning of that word, none other than you. So we have to clean a bike, and we have to clean a hauler.
Okay. I'm just gonna crawl around on the floor. But yeah, you might be wondering if you're tuning into this. Hey, that notification's not System Shock. That's true. Natalie had some last minute work stuff come up.
The space station's cursed.
The space station is cursed. Yeah. Not only did we announce a stream for a game that was in theory coming out at the end of the month, and then it was immediately delayed until the end of May. But then right after I made a joke about that, Rob sends me a DM saying that Nana wasn't gonna make it. I would not have cracked wise at the developers on that remake if I knew that I would then be clowned upon immediately afterwards.
By the way,
delightful.
You just keep watching. I'm gonna take some messages from the boss here. As you are new to Midgar, this is Reeve. As you are new to Midgar, allow me to. Okay, I lost the messages. Well, our organization, run by the lauded President Shinra, is split into 5 divisions: urban planning, space and aeronautics, advanced weaponry, research and development, and something else.
They seem fine.
They do.
Know. They're just out here celebrating history, Rob.
Oh, so
who wouldn't want to celebrate history?
Reeve is the director of urban planning, responsible for the design of the entire city, including its heart, the Shinra building, in which you're currently working. The last part of the Shinra company is public security.
So they're just taking care of people, is what you're saying.
That's what it sounds like to me.
All right.
Sure.
Well, great.
Yeah. Let's see. How do I gotta rotate? There we go. All right.
Yeah. R is for rotate, just like Sesame Street tells you.
This is classic.
Sesame Street, the fine hawkers of NFTs, as of yesterday. Just in time for other grifters like Meta to say, I don't think we're going to do this NFT thing anymore. And then finally Sesame Street's deal goes through, and they have to announce them.
Oh, gotta really clean this. This takes some intense blasting here. Although, actually, am I... You know what this looks like? This looks like beautiful patina that I'm removing here. I'm a little concerned that I'm not actually improving this thing.
You think we're by removing this dirt, we're removing history in and of itself from this vehicle?
There could be a bit of that, but it's more just like, it had like cool aged metal here at the tail, and now it's less interesting.
Folks in the chat, how's the audio sound? We are without Dear Kato this week. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Is it just Kato moving and taking a couple days off to do something like that that's a pain in the ass? Or did Kato spend hours streaming runs at the Destiny raid, fail to do it, was so embarrassed that they just had to run off and do anything but stream the raid anymore?
Wow.
I mean, who could say? Who could say? Did Patrick yesterday look at that second VOD and be like, oh, I wonder what that boss is like. I'm never going to play this raid anyway. And just watch Kato claim they have to go to sleep and stop running this raid? Maybe. Maybe.
So it was the coward's sleep.
The coward's sleep. I have no idea what time it was. It could have been like 4 in the morning.
Given
for
that
all
it
I
appears
know.
to be there was like, what, 12 hours of streaming that day?
That sounds about right.
Kato went pretty hard. One does get tired.
One does get tired. I agree.
Wait, Patrick, I totally missed that this is like a cool... This is like if a moped got big and turned into a boat.
It does have, it's a very unique styling, that is for sure.
Yeah, this is like,
All right, the tab. Tab is what helps us to identify the dirtiest parts.
Oh, sorry, more messages came in from Reeve.
Oh, please, what's up, Reeve? Are we doing a good job? Hey, did that plate fall?
What? I don't know
Don't
what
worry
you're talking
about it.
about. Everything's fine here. I expect either Heidegger of Public Security or Professor Hojo of Research and Development to call upon your services at some point as well. As head of public security, Heidegger commands the city's military, while Hojo concerns himself with pushing the boundaries of science. Due to the highly secretive nature of their jobs, as well as their eccentric personalities, I recommend not making any ripples, let alone waves, when working for them.
Oh. Well, that's just friendly career advice.
Oh, Neo Showdown, for the record, Reeve Twesty is a Shinra executive who betrays the company and joins the player's party in FF7.
Oh, all right. So we're allowed to feel, we can feel okay.
Yeah.
We're the good guys. Yeah, so Rob and I downloaded both this and the Tomb Raider free expansion packs. Tomb Raider, the series that Square sold off to what was it, Embracer Group. And then Embracer just immediately turned it around to sell it, like the rights to film and TV for a lot of money to Amazon.
Incredible.
I mean, it was also amazing watching with all the Warner Brothers, a week or two ago, now it's like, oh hey, got this Lord of the Rings IP sitting around. We've upped a relationship with the Embracer Group. And it's like, oh right, they also purchased the rights to the Lord of the Rings films because the rights to that are all goofy and messed up. They say like part of their strategy seems to be, and I cannot really knock them on this part, is like taking distressed assets from companies that don't know what, like in theory they would just like to capitalize on it all themselves. Are the assets even
distressed?
They're not. Yeah. I think right. Like,
well, it's the thing. Like when, I think with the sort of financialization of everything, and companies really just not wanting to actually make things, but just warehouse IPs and get recurring revenue. I suspect there's a lot of eagerness to divest yourself of things that would involve making things, and probably those are being let go at a bit of a favorable rate if you still have the competency of making things.
Well, yeah, because it's what Embracer takes on absolutely no risk by selling the rights for Amazon to spend a bunch of money to make a thing.
Whew, that license plate was hiding some real mess.
Aw, buddy. So people in the chat be like, I don't trust Embracer. You probably shouldn't. doesn't mean they aren't just hauling in a bunch of seemingly free money by just hoarding IP. It's a strategy. I'm not sure I necessarily believe that Amazon is making the right choice by doubling down on Tomb Raider in 2023, but you know, you do you.
No, nobody. Just let Amazon be.
Let them cook.
But yeah. Look, they want to make a big like Carnival Row, like fantasy detective series. I'm here for it.
Did you watch? So there's only 2 seasons, right? Because that show got canceled.
Yeah, I believe this is the last season. I think.
Did you watch the entirety of the season?
I'm not sure it's done.
Oh.
Otherwise, the last episode I got in the can is going to be real busy.
Is that a good show, or is that just like this is a show that makes Rob happy?
Yes. Like.
Okay. Yes is an answer.
It's what's the way to put it? It's a totally decent like period detective story, right? And that's basically what it is. You know, like there was that whole era where like shit like Ripper Street was on TV and things like that. This is basically that, but with like
it's like fantasy class struggle
yeah.
detective story, right?
Right. So and it largely delivers on that. So.
How are we gonna get? Some of these spots are really in there.
Are we? What's left on this?
63%.
What?
This, or is that 63% of the entirety thing? Entire.
Wait, hold on. The door.
No, that's the entire. Right, we can pull up objectives, right? Oh, there's a, okay, here we go. Right. Hauler tires, hauler wheels, hauler headlights, hauler exhausts. Headlight cleared. Because remember, you can look at the top left, and like it'll show you the meter as you like scan around. Like, okay, there, headlight. Now, we'll say this is, you know, it's neat. This is like iconography from a video game, but there's not like a whole lot of I don't have to really think about what I'm spraying. I'm just spraying.
Oh, well,
you know what I mean?
Maybe these messages from Reeve will set the mood a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
What's now, on to the vehicles themselves. The motorcycle is a hardy Daytona, highly maneuverable and powered by our company's first V-type DOHC engine. This engine is the same as those used in small aircraft, so it does 0 to 60 in, I see we've already arrived.
Nailed it. Shout outs to the person who writing the notes for that. Felt pretty good about that one.
People like hit tab to see dirty spots. I hit tab and the bike is showing dirty. The truck, I am not seeing a single thing like flash.
Well, there's a way to go into the objectives menu to see the things you haven't gotten. Like I have this exhaust. I cannot seem to get the last bits of it.
Door handles. What? I hit the door handles really hard. Are you? Oh, come on.
Come get this exhaust with me. Oh, got it. Never mind. I just needed the power of requesting Rob's help. Let's see. What are we missing on that? Okay, so we're missing one of the door handles, one of the door windows. Must be this door window. Yep. Window clean. Let's see. 3 of the tires. TYR, yes. 3 of the wheels. And the rear wheel mount.
Tires with a Y, in deference for us being here from England.
That's 1. So we got 2 down here. Oh, I guess there's only 3.
But the tires are different than the wheels. right? Is that
Right, there's the mount. Yeah, I'm working on the mount. I don't really see a lot of...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm getting these things clean.
Rob, careful. It's getting hot in here. Gotta cool down. Oh, I
Perhaps
see
a
it.
nice refreshing spray would help you chill.
Thank you. All right. Is that it? Let's see. Da 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 da. That is.
We did it.
That's the hauler. All right, Reeve. Just a gentle spray on this bad boy to get him started.
What the fuck happened to this thing?
Oh, I mean, things get covered in mud. It happens. Nothing nefarious. No corporate intrigue.
I forget, what's the key to have the thing go into, like, you...
Oh, the freeform mode?
Yeah.
Is it hold Alt? No.
It's not all.
Here, I'll look.
C?
Options.
C, yes. There we go.
C?
Oh, we got another message from Reeve.
Oh, he's probably... Hey, Reeve!
Reeve's just checking out.
What are the big...
The Shinra Hauler, which is what we just finished cleaning, is a classic all-purpose vehicle, an APV, that has always been an integral part of city life. While it may look clunky and unstable with its unusual three-wheel design, I assure you its appearance belies its true power. On an open freeway, the Hauler could theoretically keep pace with the hardy Daytona.
Wow. Fun facts. Ooh, listen to all those dings. I missed them. I missed those dings.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, whatever this gunk was that was all over it is really coming off easily.
Yeah, hopefully, like, you know, not an industrial accident here at the Shinra Corporation. Not them. They would have reported that. They wouldn't have just brought us in. What's the OSHA equivalent in in Midgar?
It might be Soldier.
98. Yeah, with these little setups, it's more just like, I don't know, spray a bunch and see. There's less of the like kind of onion peeling away that happens with the bigger structures.
Ah, very sneaky.
99%. Oh, we're so close.
Got it.
Oh, this front tire. Gotcha. Oh, I see. Kind of in here. Woo, what else could we be missing? Only a couple things. Oh, let's see. Top fairing. There's a couple of things up here. Oh, only got more swing arm and the top fairing. Swing arm. What's a swing arm?
What is the swing arm?
What is a swing arm?
I don't see any arms.
Swing away, swing arms, swing. Oh, I see. Got it.
Nice.
Nailed it. Wow. Ryu's going to be so happy. This is going to make everyone in Midgar just ecstatic. I'm so happy for them. I'm happy for us. What a great little place to visit.
Yeah, this museum rules.
What do they got any more tasks for us?
Oh, all right. We get a little playback, and it's us cleaning very, very efficiently. All right. Well, let's see what that paid $75 whole dollars.
Oh my gosh, just generous. Thank you, Shinra.
All right, we got a new mission. Heidegger writes, Reeve tells me you're quite the shot. Shame those skills are wasted on cleaning up literal filth instead of enemies of the state, but no matter. As head of public security, my job is to keep the city safe, and one of my most effective ways to do that is through the deployment of devastating weaponry. My Scorpion Sentinel can snuff out insurgents before they can even start reaching for their white flag. But Professor Hojo thinks his test subjects could quell riots better than a heavy weapons platform. To prove just how wrong he is, I propose a challenge for him. If one of his juiced-up lab rats could even scratch my Sentinel, I'd volunteer to be his next test subject. I have no doubt my machine stood the test against his mewling varmints, but I still need the Sentinel washed down. After all, isn't that what his beloved scientific process calls for? Evidence?
Who can do a war crime better? Just, like Is this the blood of somebody, Rob? Is this dirt? Do we know that this is dirt?
It's probably not. No, it's probably fine.
This is after, quelling some insurgents?
Heidegger, behold the Scorpion Sentinel, one of Shinra's greatest achievements in military robotics.
Oh boy. Not sure how I feel about this one.
Your identity has already been stored in its database as a non-target, so stop worrying about getting shot at and start scrubbing. Oh god, Patrick, it's awake. It's not idle.
Wait, what?
It's moving. You're quite safe for now. Yeah, dude, look, its eyes are opening and it's...
Oh! Oh, we can move it! To get to clean parts. That's cool! For a death machine. You know.
No, I mean there's a lot to like about this thing. Here, let me get your eye open, little buddy. Is there a gantry or something that we can? Oh, is this it? Shit. No wait, there is. Hold on. Get back down.
Can the cool robot just be a cool robot, Rob, or do we have to be complicit?
I think this robot is plenty cool as is, Patrick.
All right. Thank you, Rob. I feel better already. I'm gonna work on these legs down here. Don't you worry, buddy. We're gonna get you all
the way to the floor. Mark 98 barrel cannon cleaned.
Are you going straight for the guns?
It's just what was up here.
Oh, all right. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you want to do what's convenient.
Oh wow, it's got a beautiful corporate logo on it that was all covered in some sort of gunk. I'm so glad I was able to tidy it here.
You might want. You know what? I know that we've been real precious about getting soap, but it just seems like this robot probably deserves it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Are you buying soap?
I think you have to buy everything, don't you? It's your game.
Well, then, I will, I forget, where's the... Where is the store?
You know, a little odd that Shinra wouldn't, you know, offer us some soap to go with this, but I'm sure they're busy. You know, they got stuff going on. Say, you know, setting up museums.
All the cleaning fluids are out of stock.
Oh no! Well, just know, robot, we tried. We thought you deserved it.
Maybe it's like one of those things where like you can't use anything but water to clean it because it's such a delicate instrument.
That makes sense.
Whoa, who is this? Tifa Lockhart texts
to
say, hey, if you're available, I have a job for you in the Sector 7 Undercity.
Oh, word's getting around.
The Heidegger's still going. I know you're eager to know more about the Sentinel's myriad capabilities. I am. Its tail is far deadlier than that of the creature it's modeled after, and its 6 tapered legs let it get straight to the point, if you will. And for those craven foes who want to shoot the Scorpion at a distance, it has Mark 98 cannons and Mark 99 launchers.
Ooh. Almost at 100.
Man, this thing is made of nooks and crannies, though.
Oh yeah, this getting the last like 10% on this is going to be a nightmare. Just like it's a nightmare for anybody who goes up against it, frankly.
Who would be fool enough to challenge one of these mighty scorpions?
No, not me. I know that Twitter has been a particularly hellish place for the last, 6 months or so before, as everything is going on. But Rob, it is even worse the last 72 hours as this bank stuff has happened.
Yeah,
just the worst pieces of shit out here, just nightmarish. I'm trying to run away from people like that at Jason Kalinakis or whatever his name is, and he just keeps coming back up, even though I think he's blocked me.
Well, I've been enjoying watching Edward just get under all of their skins all at once by saying that venture capitalists need to be euthanized.
That is truly incredible. I haven't read all of his piece. I know he had his first piece that he's written for Slate about all of this.
That's kind of where it's coming from, which is kind of stemming from a Keynes argument that like when you have rentier classes, there's kind of nothing to be done with them. They've just kind of got to be taken off the board because like their self-interest is going to make it impossible to make progress in other areas.
Well, just the audacity of those folks were, I think it was that Jason guy who said, it really shouldn't be possible for us for people to be able to create a bank run by tweet. Even you, motherfucker, you're the one creating the bank run with the tweet.
Like, so that's the other thing is, so like, it's very clear that these groups like, maybe unwittingly in this case, but they take collective action. The whole like, there's that dude who was like, here's how it played out from my side. I was on a DM with 200 other people in VC, and we just started speculating like, is Silicon Valley Bank healthy? And then I decided I was going to remove my funds from it. It's like cool.
I think that's called collective action, Rob. We're
advocating
for it all the time.
What's funny is they drove each other into it sounds like they drove each other into a panic, but then all of them were hoping, like it certainly sounded like everyone in that DM thread was kind of hoping the other people would be dumb enough to hang on while they got their money out. So it went from sort of, I guess it went from the example of like positive. It could have been like positive collective action. It turned straight into a prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah, well, I don't know who it was, but there was someone that had their money in the bank, and again, they're all doing tweet threads, right? Like just admitting to what might not actually be crimes, but things that I think the average person, when presented with the story, would go, well, that doesn't seem like that should be legal. There was someone who was essentially part of the bank run, contributing to it, and was also like, and then I also bought like some stock in the company.
Yeah, no, it was that
like,
dude. It was that dude. It was that same dude.
Buy the dip.
Yep.
Like, fuck you.
No, and that I think that's the other part of this is you end up in this weird place where you're dealing with such a small group of people with enormous like resources at their disposal that their like normal activities could just they just end up being market manipulation.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the whole, operating theory behind a lot of Musk's actions, right? Like it's stock manipulation by tweet.
Hold on.
And
on that message, Heidegger. But you think we would stop there? Of course not. Heidegger has more weapons to tell us about. We also outfitted it with a close-range EM field and a self-repair functionality. With this bevy of features, it's nigh unstoppable.
Glad we're getting the product roadmap for all of us, Shinra's anti-revolutionary technology.
XG blinking. No self-cleaning. I don't think, if you want something to survive for long, you don't give it a self-cleaning function.
Yeah, just allowing it to distribute water to itself seems potentially problematic. I've never done the self-cleaning function on my oven. I did it once, not really knowing what it did.
Yeah,
and then about 2 minutes into it, I was like, what is going on with that oven? And just turned it off. I didn't quite realize that it was like about to run my oven at its highest possible setting for an extraordinarily long time. Like, well, I guess that makes sense. And then reading upon it further, it was like a lot of articles were like, should you use the self-cleaning function on your oven?
The answer is a resounding no.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely don't use it. Like, do you want to break your oven? Then yeah, feel free to use its self-cleaning feature. Do you want a new oven? Then have it clean itself. It's especially, if you have an older oven, right? Like, the closer your oven is to needing to be replaced, the faster that a self-cleaning function is going to cause you real problems. So I just cleaned it like normal.
Yeah, no, it's like, I'll take my chances with the horrible chemicals to clean the oven, and
instead of running it at 900 degrees.
Yeah. What's great is I don't know if like the proliferation of like good pizza makers, I think, has made this less of a thing, but people like in an earlier pizza making craze, some years back, people began using breaking the locks on their ovens. Because remember, self-cleaning usually locks it tight, so you can't interact with it. People would disable those locks and activate self-cleaning, and
so they could get it hotter
in self-cleaning. Yeah, hotter oven often means better pizza, especially for certain types of pizza. And so, there's no upper limit of what people want. If people can get 1,000-degree oven, they will. They'll be like, yes, this perfectly cooks a pizza in 2 minutes.
Oh my!
Check out this leoparding.
That is completely deranged, but extremely funny.
Well, so this is the thing. There's so much of what goes on in home cooking land. I feel strongly is how can I recreate restaurant quality stuff at home, right? Which is a fair enough thing, But there's a point where it's just like you need industrial equipment. And if the answer is, well, I don't have industrial equipment, you begin doing really dumb shit. This, by the way, is like why I just lose so much patience with the like, I don't know, the whole like gas range thing, where one, I do think like it gets a little corny where people are like, oh man, you're a fool if you prefer gas, like induction's sick as shit, it's awesome, bro. Maybe if I make it sound edgy and cool, it'll seem that way. It's fine, but commercial gas ranges are incredible cooking devices, but like, I'm not a skilled commercial cook. I don't need that shit.
Well, and a buddy of mine, they bought a condo a couple of years back, and both him and his wife are like big, love to cook, very skilled at cooking. It's always a delight to be around them because they're going to make you amazing stuff. And they kind of, what they thought was like lucked into a condo that had not quite commercial grade, but like really high end, like oven and stove. It was like, oh my God, did we end up just buying a place where we're getting like tens of thousands of dollars of great equipment, like just because it's here?
Yeah.
And yes, but you know what also happens, Rob? Anything goes wrong with that stuff, it is astronomical to repair. And immediately, like, something small went wrong, and they barely had the money to get the place, and then couldn't do a number of things with the equipment.
Do you remember what equipment that was? It like Wolf or like Viking shit?
I don't know. I can follow up and ask. I don't know offhand because it was a couple of years back, but it just meant that anything that had to be replaced or like they couldn't just get like, well, time to go on Yelp and like find like a repairman. It's like they had a repair person come out and they were like, I don't do this stuff. You have to find a specialist.
What the fuck?
Which means not only paying for specialized equipment, you're paying for specialized people to deal with specialized equipment, and just like the zeros start getting added to your ability to make pasta in your kitchen.
Yeah, it's like I just like the number of places where like you're really going to need the output of what a commercial gas range can do is like really vanishingly small. It really is. And for like everything else, and that's the other thing is like the difference between like a basic induction range and then like a middling gas range. It goes, it flips all the way around. Like the induction is so much better than the dog shit gas range. But yeah, I am. You know, I also think I had Patrick. I've had a real like sort of come to Jesus reckoning with like the mice have really put things in perspective because they're back. The mice have returned.
We haven't. Yeah, you've not talked about this publicly. I'm aware of it privately, but yes, you have a mice problem again, or rather, did the problem ever really go away?
It did. It was gone for basically until the renovation, right? Until this office got built, and then there was just so much shit piled everywhere. I wasn't able to do all the cleaning I was doing before, and so they're back, and so I'm back to doing my like ritual of basically stripping the kitchen down every night, like bare surfaces, cleaning it, like vacuuming out cabinets, etc., and then going to bed and hoping that like all the chemical smells and the fact that like all the mousy smells have been picked up will discourage the mice for at least one night, and I can start my day without having to re-clean the kitchen every day. But like, it's really sort of made me realize that probably the last thing I want is some sort of like commercial size kitchen with like just ginormous burners and ranges and like tons of like removable parts that you got to clean. Like the thought of having to go through this ritual in like now admittedly it would be less of a pain in the ass if it were a more like sensibly laid out kitchen for sure.
Sure.
But it's like I don't need more kitchen to have to clean. I really don't.
That's fair enough.
No,
that sucks though.
See, Data Frank, there is the problem. Less space equals easier to clean, only up to a point. But like, when you're kind of at the limits of the space, you end up having like to move a lot of shit around to do basic cleaning. That's the bummer. How much fucking guts has this thing got on it? Patrick, every time I like change positions on this thing, I find more guts that
It's terrifying.
That I didn't see before.
You sort of like on this one, you have to kind of just keep focusing on an area, because sometimes like, oh, I'll get distracted, I'll go do something else for a little while, and then it's just all full of orange again. I know that we have. It says we've done, 70% of this. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I've done 10% of it.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'm working on some solutions here.
Ooh. Yeah. Now that the weather is, I mean, we didn't have a particularly bad winter, all told, relative to other winters I've been a part of. But I've been waiting to unthaw so we can get our roof looked at, and I'm worried what news will come back. I mean, the roof looks fine to me. We have no leaks or anything like that, but we're approaching 30 years on it, and it will not only, hopefully there's been enough just natural damage that I can get that covered, because what I'd love to do is the one and only time you can really do solar panels that makes sense is when you replace the roof. You can do it at another time, but it's really like you should kind of do it then, especially if you think you're going to be at the place for the next 10-ish years, which is like pretty likely for us. So you can be there for the duration of it being paid off.
We are also in the we are the proud owners of all the deferred maintenance for our place. And if we do everything that really needs doing, we are effectively passing along thousands of dollars. Like, admittedly, you can negotiate that stuff in the next, in the sale, but it is, they're different. Like, I definitely sometimes am sitting here and it's like, these fuckers charged rent on this place for decades. And didn't do any of this shit. And yeah.
Well, my one of my neighbors, the house they bought, the people across the street from them are still friends with the old neighbors that used to live in that house. And one time, the people across the street were like, "Hey, the next time those neighbors are over, the people you bought the house from, because you don't usually meet the people you buy a house from. The most interactions you might have are if you go to an open house or like a viewing, and maybe they're there because they're still living there, but frequently you'll have no interactions with those people. It all kind of happens through an intermediary. And anyway, so yeah, you should come over and meet the people who used to live in your house. And he's like, why would I want to meet those people? Do I want to talk to them about the fact that they lied about the lack of water damage in the basement that we ended up having to repair like 5 years later? You know what I mean? So it's like that sort of shit where it's like, I'm sure they're nice enough people, but part of selling a house is deception. Like, even in the best of circumstances, you are painting the rosiest possible picture of what you live in.
Well, and then meanwhile, like, if we ever sell this place, like, the thing that the next owner is going to benefit from is the fact that, like, once I engage with a problem, I'm like, what is the maximalist, like, perfect solution to this problem? And so the places where I could cut corners, and it's like, this, I'll do the patch job and it'll hold for long enough. I'm like, no, we're going to fix the shit out of this.
No, that's good. That's very, you're not thinking of them, but they will be the beneficiary of that. Whereas much of the stuff in my house is the exact opposite of that. It's just discovering just a complete degenerate's idea of home repair. I mean, look, we've come a long way with this big war machine, you know? I know it doesn't feel that way, but he's looking good.
Yeah, I think this thing is really beautiful. I think we've it even seems happy now, you know?
What do you think, robot? Beep boo.
Yeah, it loves it, actually.
Beep boo. Yay! Can I do it while you're on there? Beep boo.
Wait, what?
Beep boo.
Oh, wait.
You didn't know that? You can change its arm.
By going beep boo?
Yes. You have to have your microphone synced up to the game. No, you press the F button in front of the little parts. Go Barmint, watering the war machine to own the libs.
This thing has so many, like, this thing is a real...
Oh, the nooks and crannies are...
It's just absurd.
Off the charts.
People keep telling me to buy a triple nozzle, and I'm telling you I don't see a triple nozzle anywhere in the market. I see it in my mouse wheel, in the inventory wheel, but I don't see it in the... Yeah, it's...
Oh, wow, I didn't, yeah, hold on, yeah, I need to...
Yeah, it's just not here. Oh, people are saying that the triple nozzle is like maybe a late game thing.
Mm.
We need to ride that power curve to the triple nozzle.
I mean, Butterbay's loves point out, get the triple nozzles as soon as you can. It renders all nozzles obsolete.
Well,
Look, we're with
spoken
you.
like a real Shinra person.
Someone working in...
We got another message from...
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Heidegger.
Oh, Heidegger.
We've received reports of gang activity in the Sector 5 Undercity.
Oh, no.
Most likely Don Corneo's lackeys. I briefly considered deploying the Scorpion against them, but realized they are the definition of small fry. It would be a waste of company resources to eliminate them. A much more fitting target would be those eco-terrorists that go by the name Avalanche.
No!
If they want to poke the bear, they had best be ready to deal with its claws. I imagine Reeve fed you some feel-good tripe about his plans for the future, didn't he? He sees the world through rose-colored glasses, but what he doesn't realize is those lenses are coated with the blood of our adversaries. After all, our company began as a weapons manufacturer for a reason.
All right. Rob, this last like 5% of this robot might kill us.
I feel like every time I circle around it, there's more like obvious shit on it. And so it's not like I'm like, where's the shit hiding? There's just a ton of angles that like I didn't look at before, and then it's like, oh, that's messy as hell. That's definitely full of involuntary test subject gunk. But
just
you know,
defending
Patrick, I admire its purity. Claw cleaned.
Claw cleaned.
Oh man, I feel like a little mouse befriending a lion.
Oh, there's so many tiny spots. Ooh, got that claw. Armor casing. What others?
Man, they need one of these for BattleTech, and you just spend the rest of your life cleaning a single back.
You know, this is where we're gonna find out the new Armored Core game is actually just this.
LRM 20 port 1 cleaned. LRM 20 port 2 cleaned. Oh, people are like, Rob, turn on the glowy dirt mode. I don't want... There's so... Okay, that is very helpful, because, man, there's a lot of things that I thought were clean. That,
oh,
like,
no.
Like, because the metal has, like, colors to them, right? Like,
right.
It has, like, a texture that doesn't really always make the dirt pop. Sometimes it does, but, like...
Yeah, sometimes it's hidden far beyond just the... like aesthetic rust or however they're representing it.
I should get a womb chair in this color for the office.
A what? What did you call it?
Oh, a womb chair.
Is that for mother to hold you?
In a manner of speaking. I suppose it is. No, it's a classic like modern chair design by Saarinen. But yeah, it's called the womb chair, and the idea is that it is contoured and shaped vaguely in a shape reminiscent of the womb, but also that it is a place where you can curl up and be held like not even a baby. But like the fetus you once were.
Oh, that seems normal.
It's a really comfortable chair, though, dude.
Yo, do what makes you happy. I can't stop you.
It's a good. Okay, so yes, this is the quote. Muffins, yay. Its name expresses its purpose. It was designed on the theory that a great number of people have never really felt comfortable and secure since they left the womb. The chair is an attempt to rectify this maladjustment in our civilization. Saarinen further explained, there seemed to be a need for a large and really comfortable chair to take the place of the old overstuffed chair. Today, more than ever before, we need to relax. From the Museum of Modern Art website.
Okay, that's better. I liked the second half of that more than I did.
So that's the thing, right? Like, everyone's all fucked up on, like, Freudian analysis still, like, post-war. And so you get shit like, all of us are scarred by the trauma of birth. And so I created this chair to address that untreated trauma that we all suffer from. By the way, though, it's super comfortable. It's a great place to chill, put your feet up. We're kind of sick of leather armchairs, so what about this? And that's kind of what you're driving at. But the high concept is the Freudian shit.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so people are asking about the price, but that is a very good question. So Patrick,
yeah, $10,000.
You're high for once.
All right.
It's a reasonable like $5,000 from like Design Within Reach or the original company that made it, the Knoll. But there are companies that sell replicas, let's call them, of famous designer chairs.
Oh, influenced by?
Influenced by that, yes, inspired by, that owe a lot to the original. And those you can suddenly like get something
For like $1,200 or something?
or less. Like the problem is where you end up with the replica market is like frequently there's kind of no bottom to it really. Like you can just keep drilling down. But at a certain point you do start getting away from not just the original design, but like really the build quality, because these things have to be pretty well engineered and manufactured. The other thing is, and I go back and forth on this, I would feel kind of shitty about buying a replica design or anything that was like a new design. Like can you imagine how much it sucks that like you come up with a really cool thing, get it into production, it's really popular, and then immediately the idea is ripped and being sold for like peanuts on like Wayfair and shit.
The American way.
Yeah, I mean that part of it sucks. And so I do get conflicted when I see like newer stuff that's like immediately ripped and copied, because it's like, you know, you kind of like you will get less good design if you don't have an ecosystem that kind of like rewards,
lets people make things,
yeah,
and
exactly.
get to enjoy at least, like, if not the financial reward, then like the recognition of having made a thing, as opposed to it being immediately commoditized.
But this chair was made in like 1950. Like,
oh, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
get out of here.
We're good.
Yeah, you benefited.
Right, Dave Provost. Florence Knoll has made her money off it. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't think at this point, like, it's in a fucking museum. You know, we don't need to be like.
Yeah, once you're in a museum, you might as well be.
Gotta support
like,
the ghost of this dead chair designer.
Let the people be. Let the people be loved, Rob. Let the people be loved. Ooh, we're getting there.
Oh wait, I just found a whole bunch of guts in here.
I have noticed like a lot of I think it's Chris Pearson on Twitter, formerly of Kotaku, does highlight reel. Did it for Kotaku, and then now does it independently. You can support their work on Patreon. But I feel like I've seen from Chris a bunch of times this phenomenon that I associate with New York, but I'm sure is a lot of cities right now, as like the work from home hybrid stuff normalizes to a certain degree, and then a lot of places are either are frequently downsizing their office space and have to get rid of equipment. So you just like go to a street corner,
yeah,
and there's just like 100 chairs just for anyone to take.
Well, the real life hacks you need from Chris are the fact that you've got a recurring gig over at The Verge to go down like ridiculous rabbit holes and teach you about them. Like, let's see, a little while ago he had found what are the ultimate headphones that will last you the rest of your life, that will just sound
Jesus.
good, and like you will buy them and they will never wear out, they can't be destroyed, etc. And I don't know, I think he wrote an entire like 3,000 word article about some sort of like Cold War era German tanker headset. That's not true, but like it's what it looks
something
like,
like
right?
that. Yeah,
it looks like something that you're like carrying into battle. Aboard your mech. Like the pilot of this thing would be wearing headphones like this.
That's
amazing. He just published a tempting piece, let us say, on how to live a better carbonated water life.
Oh. Do you have a problem with your carbonated water?
Well, I mean, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
But now maybe I do. But no, I mean, Chris makes the point pointed observation. It's not even really that controversial. That like ultimately SodaStream is not that good a deal, and that's really become the most popular at-home solution for seltzer. And
not a good deal in that like all the specialty stuff you have to buy that only they produce. Thus, like
you're definitely paying like the razor blade fee effectively, but also just like the design they have, like their cartridges are overpriced.
You can't do third parties. It has to be all like. Do they do like the coded bullshit? Like
I don't know how locked down their ecosystem is.
Okay, I remember when Keurig tried to do that, and then there was a big backlash
they
over
couldn't
that.
pull it off. But the other issue though is just even the SodaStream itself. Like even if they were giving away the canisters for free after initial purchase price, like it's kind of limited in just like how good a job can it do at carbonating. Whereas if you homebrew,
okay,
the sky is the limit.
That sounds like a lot more work. Not that I'm a carbonated drinker. That's not really my thing. Not a big soda person, but like,
well, so
you're probably not just. Are you just clicking a button at this point, or are we like churning butter in order to make our?
We're not churning butter. So the thing is, like, remember our little water rabbit hole we went down on the podcast? Well, this is kind of like that. Where like, Chris, I think, alighted on the same thing that a lot of people do, like getting better, like a better, like tastier sort of tap water. Is you start like, putting stuff under the sink and you start running lines through and around, like your water lines, and you can do that here. But it's it's a fussy like semi handyman project, but. The end of it, you could have infinite, cheap, and better carbonated water.
Wow. So you're saying we can live in a better world?
We can.
Oh, well, that's just great to hear.
You could be enjoying the perfect carbonated beverages while wearing your 50-pound assault headphones.
If only all of us can be so blessed. All right, what are we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here now. Claw, what am I missing on you, Claw? Something big. Get that ladder over here. Oh, maybe I should lean you up. Oh, I see those angles. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. I didn't even see it.
So it looks pretty clean to me.
Just a lot of tiny little spots. I don't know why this is coming to mind right now, but this is something particularly cursed that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah.
Some weeks back, his wife and I went to the movie theater, and the place we went used to be sort of a hub of activity. And now it's just like a movie theater, and all the stores around it don't really exist, except for like these weird one-off places. And one of them was called like Selfie Town, and it's just a place where you pay money to enter into a spot where you can take cool selfies.
Yeah,
like they have different setups for your selfies. I found it upsetting.
Yeah.
But I bet you could probably take some cool selfies there. I guess if that's your thing.
supposedly the Mark 98 barrel is just filthy still. And I'm
Yeah,
really...
it's almost dispiriting when you find one that's like, hey, you didn't even touch this shit. This is still dirty. It's like, no, it's not.
It's the Mark 99, so it is this. It's just like... Oh.
All right, let's check out. Let's see. Mark Cannon rear exhaust. Ooh, I see. What am I missing? Got it. All right.
Heidegger doesn't seem like the sort of person that you're just like, really, buddy, how clean do you need this thing?
You're just gonna get it dirty again. I know what you're up to. Those eco-terrorists aren't gonna stop.
Man.
I've seen that game.
Yeah, let me...
Head case. 99.
How do I get this? Sorry, somebody's trying to tell me about an amazing, ridiculous espresso thing, and I simply must give them the ability to post that link.
What am I missing here? I'm gonna have to get up on this robot. Patrick, get in the robot. I'm working on it. Head casing. There's gotta be some tiny spot. Oh, the scanner? That still needs to be cleaned. Who? Oh, got it. Scanner. In here? Oh, buddy.
All right, so what do we got here? 9barista.com.
What are you, Rob? You're not supposed to. Those are private bookmarks. 9barista.com is not a website you want to be sharing with the rest of us. What you do in your off time is just fine.
The first jet-engineered stovetop espresso machine.
What?
This just looks like a... Sorry, this just looks like a stovetop espresso machine. But like a ridiculous one, but... constructed from solid brass. Ooh, though, it is kind of pretty. What the... Yeah, sorry, I gotta... There's a cutaway diagram on 9barista.com that...
Oh, is that what they call it?
That looks like a cutaway of like an ICBM missile silo.
Let's see. Only on that side? Okay. Wow, how can that be that much left on the leg well? What am I missing? Oh, ice. Maybe down there? Ooh, oh boy. Now I see it. Oh, I'm sorry, robot.
Yeah, let's, The Mark 98 barrel cannon vents are still dirty. What the fuck?
Got it. Woo! 3 more to go. Claw, shoulder. This claw?
I mean, where even are these cannon vents?
So do you want to... So Rob, hit escape.
Hang on.
And then you get this list. Right?
Yeah.
And then you click on one of them. Like, shoulders, 98%. Click just one of them. It turns orange.
Yeah.
Then hit escape again, and it'll glow. And that tells you the piece, at least, you're looking for.
But I'm being gaslit, and it's not here.
This shoulder casing claims to have a lot of dirt on it.
This is the... See, kids, if you do bad on your ASVAB, this is what your career in the military turns into.
It has to just be...
No, but that's the Mark 99. Oh wait, there's 2 98 cannons. Oh shit, fuck. I thought the 98 was in the left arm and the 99 was in the right.
What am I missing here? Oh, this is the part that's... Maybe it's up top?
Data Rob, did you see the photos earlier this week of the U.S. tank in Poland nicknamed ASVAB Waiver? Yes, I did. It was cracking me up. People don't know what to talk about the, I forget what the acronym is for, but there's a whole, like, aptitude test to see if you'd be, like, if you're good enlisted soldier material. And it is a, let's say it is not the most rigorous of, like, academic exercises. But during times of poor recruiting options, the Army will begin granting waivers for people who don't qualify, and that is it is a real, like, it is not a hard test to pass if you just got some good common sense.
One more to go. Let's get this claw together. Which claw is it?
Come on, gotta be.
Oh, it's not that. That's not glowing. Hold on. Which?
I hate you, robot.
What are you mad about? We only have one more thing to do. It's just the claw.
I missed that we got the last casing part. You must have found.
I shouldn't have said anything and just let you just keep going.
You must have found the last magic spot because I could not, for the life of me, figure out what vent it was.
Where is the? I don't think it's that. It's it is that. Wow, good job. Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da. All right, well, there's the opening of it, and while we're making real swift, actually, it looks pretty goopy, even pretty far into this cleaning job we did.
That was brutal.
That was tough. That was like,
whoo! Can we afford like new equipment? Can we buy anything, Rob?
That paid shit.
Shit, Rob!
However, I got a great job for you.
Yeah, let's go.
We're going to the seventh heaven. Tifa Lockhart writes, we've been having lots of trouble with Don Corneo and his grunts for a while, but last night took it to a whole other level. They stormed into seventh heaven unannounced, ordered the entire menu twice over, and proceeded to spill it on every possible surface. I would have beat the snot out of every one of those thugs right then and there, but then we'd have a lot more trouble on our hands than a few small-time gangsters. Anyway, my friend's daughter, Marlene, has been hanging out there a lot, so I want the place squeaky clean for her. I'd do it myself, but it's almost 0 hour on a job I've got over in Sector 1, so I need the speed of a pro. I'd really appreciate it if you get the bar looking good as new.
I love a good bar. Let's go. Rob, let's head to the dive bar. Oh my god, whoa. Rob! Ow!
This is some classic PowerWash Sim shit.
This is not Midgar, this is Silent Hill!
No! Patrick, hit tab. Hit tab before you do any more. Hit tab.
Okay, but I know, hey, Konami, like, get in this game. Give me some Silent Hill cleanup. Like, it frustrates me that the only collaborations here have been Square Enix properties.
You know they've been cooking pizza at too high temperatures in this place.
You know what? This is what happens if you have a 10-year-old oven and you use the self-cleaning option. This is what your house looks like at the end.
Oh, Patrick, if you want to know how to clean a neon sign, you just spray it directly with high-pressure water.
That's good to know.
Hey,
yeah?
Oh, I feel like we can clean this place. I don't think we can bring it back up to code. Like, there's a lot of
leave that to the Midgar
plaster
officials.
work over brick here.
Mm-hmm. Get this pinball machine in shape. I'm glad that they gave us something a little more normal for the next one. Like, I don't know that I could have done another giant
robot. No. Super Antonio, where's the water going to go? You guys are inside. They've got great drainage situations in here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but I guess usually you are doing this outside where it can just take care of itself. It's a good point. We'll pass it along, but we were just hired to clean.
Yeah, it's not for me to ask.
I will say, Rob, the state of this place is not too far off from a bar that you and I frequent when we go to to Brooklyn.
No, it is not. Like, I think if you brought the lights up on that place, it would look very similar.
I think it might feel a little... I think the dirty boys would have to go to work at a place like that.
Sleepy sleep, we need the round table hold. I agree.
Can I get this jukebox going? I wish I could play tunes.
There's some sort of Gatling gun thing here. But it looks like a sleeve.
A what? Oh, that's Barrett's weapon. Why can't I equip that and just start
Start fixing this place up.
Yeah, do some demo.
Oh, wait, I shouldn't clean this table before I've done the... Man, when they make PowerWash Sim 2...
I want consequences.
And by consequences, I mean I want, like, if you clean an area that's up high, I want the runoff to, like, make stuff you've cleaned filthy again.
Yes. We want our workers, aka you and me, getting a little upset at each other.
Yep.
Like, why you didn't do this in the order that made the most sense. Interact with jukebox. Nope. Womp womp. You know, can't believe they didn't do like a Forspoken tie-in to this, you know? Just like get people real excited for the world of that.
I'm not sure we could have taken more discourse on those lines, though.
No, could not. The funny part is, folks that have like gotten around to playing the game, like after everything sort of passed, are like, that's pretty all right. Like it's fine. Everybody got really hyper fixated on that dialogue. Game seems okay. You know, nothing you go like out of your way to bat for, but certainly not necessarily deserving of the hyper fixation that so many people seem to have on it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, some of those clips were bad. Like they were.
For sure.
They were, out of context, they were not good. But yeah, it's a weird one. Sorry, Tifa's texting me. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
What's
up, girl?
It's so upsetting to see the bar looking like this. I know it's not the fanciest, but it's like home to us and our regulars. A place for people to get homemade food and escape the daily grind. I would have loved to punch those goons right in their dumb faces. Probably wouldn't have needed any materia. Speaking of which, you do know about materia and Mako, right? Mako's the lifeblood of our planet and every living thing on it.
Stop.
The ancients thankfully learned how to crystallize it.
Stop.
And that's what we call materia. Yeah.
Stop it.
Lady, I'm just here to get paid. Just, you got a materia that's going to help me scour this place?
Wait, so is the implication here that...
She's recruiting.
No, but like, did they come in and just dirty up the place as like a form of retaliation?
Retaliation for what?
Oh, absolutely nothing.
Who was Don Corneo?
Like, did they set off a mold materia bomb?
I would just be so pissed if I'm like doing someone's scut work and they start trying to convert me.
Well, I mean, some of the kind of equivalent of that is we this weekend had like the like local town St. Patrick's Day parade, which is really just an excuse for the cops to go slowly down a road playing obnoxious sounds and whipping Snickers bars at the children.
Yeah.
But also we have school board elections coming up, and I'm not sure how much you followed that stuff lately, Rob, but it's
Is it overrun
I would
with
describe it
insane,
as
like right-wing
fucked.
shitheads?
Yeah. And
Well, it's the only way so many of them are ever going to get within 150 feet of a school entrance again.
Jesus Christ. And because like they don't. Sometimes you'll just get like the local Democratic Party, the local Republican Party, but now they're also, I don't know how the process works, but it's like here's like the group, because the school board members are usually running in groups as opposed to individually.
So you have a whole like, slate, yeah.
Correct, and it's like it's like choice, parental rights. And it's just like, okay, well, those are the dirtbags.
Yep.
And they're always like, trying to hand out fucking propaganda to my kids. It's like, look, I don't need the progressive wing to do that either. Like, hand it to me.
Yeah,
don't hand it to my goddamn kids.
Stay away from my kids. Yeah.
There was a moment where the really bad block, like there's like 3 waves of blocks. There's the block that I will vote for, which is essentially status quo. I'm not sure I'd quite go as far as calling it progressive. It's more just like, do you want to ban books?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't. I was like, vote for us. It's like, okay, yeah, that's probably what I'll go with. And then there is the more like generic Republican Party stuff, which is like, well, we shouldn't ban books, but we should maybe have a conversation about it. And then there is the true, like, far-right psychotics. And one of them came over to try and, like, give something to one of my kids. It's like, we're not going to vote for you, and I hope you all lose. And they just, like, stared me in the face. It was like, what did you want me to say to you? Like, move along. Like, you want to give a Snickers to my kid, that's fine. But please don't interact with them.
Yeah, no, I fucking despise these people, like, so intensely much. And also, they're deeply creepy, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
So many of them are like, man, like, I'm a good person who just obsessively thinks about abusing minors constantly. I have fantasies about it and, like, think about it, and I'm really worried about it. That's why I think so much about it. Anyway, here's a bunch of like-minded people that I'm surrounded with who have the same hang-ups and obsessions.
Yes.
That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when you can tell that, like, some of these people don't have any personal investment in the school system other than is just a track for them to accrue some minor amount of power on a local level.
Well, and because they're obsessed that, like, they're like, at their most benign, they are obsessed with the idea that the reason they are losing culture wars is because kids are being indoctrinated against retrograde beliefs at an early age. That's the most benign thing they do it, which is why it's all projection, right? Where it's like, I would indoctrinate children, ergo, if kids are not like right-wing shitheads, it must be because they've been indoctrinated.
Yeah. When I'm so curious, I don't like when my kid, brings home, certain materials from school and stuff like that, where they when there's a holiday, right? Like they go over
yeah.
historical figures, and it's always interesting to see the language being used to describe, like George Washington. We're just gonna gloss over a lot of that, and on some level, I get it, right? It's they're first graders. How deep do we need to get on this? And then there's people MLK, and it's you can't really avoid it. The man was assassinated, and so it's reading how they choose to describe all that, and it's fine. But I'm so curious I wish I could see a Google archive of how was this written 5 years ago, when there was less hand wringing at a very basic level of how much do we want to invite a culture war backlash from our area, which is nominally blue, but that is a relatively recent phenomenon, a 2016 era swing that has happened fairly fast, but still leaves a lot of residue from generational folks. And I just, not that I expect that however that was written was particularly radical 5 years ago, but boy, I would love to read how it was written before they even thought they had to worry about how stuff like that would be written.
Yeah.
How do we write about a radical without making it seem radical to the first graders?
Well, you just carefully excerpt one speech. And call it a day.
Kids, don't you love to have dreams? Well, he wanted you to have dreams too.
And there were a lot of problems in the South. Shame too bad he never got to come to Chicago and see how good things were here. Anyway, go Bears.
How about that stadium, kids? Did you hear we hired a lobbyist?
Oh, for real?
All the school districts are hiring lobbyists.
To get, state money?
It's less to get state money as much as, the ways that the Bears organization will negotiate specialized tax breaks with, where they're putting the stadium overlaps a bunch of towns, even though it's technically in one. So it ends up impacting a lot of different areas and school districts, and I mean it's the right thing to do. They should hire a lobbyist. Don't get screwed.
See,
I love the Bears, but and the idea of a stadium, if it's going to happen, all right, fine. I guess it's profoundly funny to me that it'll happen in my backyard, but I'm a staunch all cities get fucked by stadium developments. Well, it's never good.
And also, this is where I become a real, most local townships, villages, everything should just be obliterated and, absorbed into, regional cities. The thing that pisses me off, so in Boston, there's this one town called Brookline, where Tom Brady lived in Brookline for a number of years. It's in Boston. You can't with a gun to your head, you could not intuit the limits of what is Brookline and what is Boston. It is nested within Boston.
Okay.
But a bit like Beverly Hills in LA, it's a community that's siloed off from the rest of the city that services rich people. Effectively. And it's these things just shouldn't exist.
Right.
If I were the mayor of city or something, one of my chief acts would be man, we're converting a bunch of the streets running into these exurbs into 15-mile-an-hour one ways, and they're gonna be shut down to traffic for 8 hours a day.
Vote for me, Rob Zachney. Roads.
Hey, people actually live in the city. We'll love that shit. People who are just driving through to their little exurb. Uh-oh.
You're in Zachney Town.
If you wanted to use this infrastructure, you should have stayed. You should have stayed. I'll be honest, Tifa, it's kind of hard for me to tell where the mess ends.
I feel, you know what? Are we getting taken advantage of? Did Tifa just let this place fall into disrepair, and this is just a very convenient out? Like, oh yeah,
all those guys tore it up. I just couldn't. I couldn't do anything about it. Anyway, could you sandblast this? This isn't food. She was like, they ordered everything. They smeared it over the walls. What did they order, Tifa? Ash? But yeah, the school board stuff is like, whew, we just had a, like this guy made national news. This fucking asshole who dressed up as a Roman centurion to protest like how, you know, the way traditional values are being undermined at school and such. And so he's one of those like weird fucking right wing clowns who show up at public meetings and like, here's my little shtick. And then like the day after he gets national news, arrested on assault charges.
Oh my god!
Like indecent assault. And it's like not the first time. It's not the first time. Where the guy just has like a track record of being what sounds like a pretty disturbed person in a lot of ways, but it's just like. But until this stuff happens, like we live in this like horrible environment where we're like these people are given credence as if like, well, until they prove they're as creepy as they transparently seem to be. We have to like take them seriously as if like these ideas are held in good faith and they're presenting good arguments. And it's like, no, I don't think we needed to have the weird aggro Roman centurion guy. I don't think we needed to be like, but maybe there's something to his views.
Yeah, I don't think it's gotten that gnarly, but it's also difficult because I mean, like I you know, I'm involved in like the PTA at my school, like volunteer for various things. Like, you know, one of the things I noticed early on was like no guys, no dads, not all dads, but let's say 99% of dads don't do any of that stuff. And so I thought it was important to kind of model that behavior to some degree. And what that ends up exposing you to is just parents love to complain about their school.
Oh, yeah.
And not lift a single finger to be involved in its caretaking. Like running public schools has probably always been difficult and is even more difficult now, even in, you know, a really blue state like Illinois, where it's not like we're making a, you know, massive shift to charter schools or anything like that. But still, like, it sucks. Public schools are hard. There's like such a wide degree of kids and needs that just makes it basically impossible for everyone to be serviced, even with the best of intentions. But that's what makes the school board stuff so fucking scary, because if you won't show up to the school dance to like volunteer, like you're gonna show up to like an education board meeting to like wonder what these nut jobs think about what should be in the library. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that really spooks me. Because there's just so much. Those are much easier victories to win because it's the most low information, low turnout of anything. Until it all goes wrong, right? And then we're protesting because they want to ban X, Y, and Z book. But it's like, well, we could have avoided this entirely if you know.
Right, and you know, and like it's not like they will do a good job beyond that. Where it's like, well, you know, they banned a bunch of books, but They're really like the school's well
Right.
administered now. It's like
No,
like,
they don't give a shit about any of
They
that stuff.
actively
It's
hate
not
it.
about-
They actively hate it. Like they
Right.
don't like teachers. They don't like public education. Okay, like it would have killed her to pull this shit away from the walls.
It does make like. I mean, I realize this is part of the game, but it's like these moments where like I can move a ladder around, but can I just like knock this chair over? Like I just like look at the underside of this chair, please, for the love of God.
PowerWash Simulators, Midgar expansion. Can imagine a world in which two lads from the south of England are transported to Midgar to clean a bar, but it cannot imagine a world where Tifa is less of a dirtbag. Oh man, cleaning this floor is really satisfying.
The floors are good. I think the most satisfying one I've done in this game was when we did the playground, and just getting all that ground was. It took forever, but it was so colorful.
Also, like, we do need a PowerWash Sim 2, and they just need to go, like, absolute sicko mode with, like, RTX features and shit. And
Yes!
then, like,
Give me ray tracing.
And then track, like, look, I know it'll bring the computer to its knees to, like, actually track the flow of fluid as it runnels off.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
who cares? I don't care. I, like, set the requirements that, like, sorry, you need, like, 24090 in
3090
SLI mode.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they still support that, but like, sorry, you need a supercomputer that's like used by like aviation firms in order to play this game. And I'm like, yes, give
I'm
me the
with you.
realistic water physics. Speaking of Tifa, oh boy, it's still pretty grim.
Excuse
I just
me?
hit tab, and I was like, yeah, damn, it's still pretty rough over there. Hey, this is also us getting ready for the Bear Season 2.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I saw that trailer for the new season.
Listen,
Great show.
I
Great
don't
show.
know what you've heard, but Shinra, it's not as kind and selfless as it paints itself. The Mako energy they produce, it's made by draining the planet's lifeblood. Plus, the whole reason they provide it is to control the populace. If we allow them to keep harvesting it, we're assuring the planet's destruction. Someone has to do something about this, and Avalanche has decided that someone is us. That machine gun on the table belongs to a friend of mine, Barrett. He's as big and hot-headed as a behemoth, but he's got a heart of gold. He also cares about our planet, more than anyone else I know. The Buster Sword belongs to my childhood friend, Cloud. He left to join Soldier when we were kids. Now he's out and helping us take on the company. He might not show it, but if you clean up his Bustard Sword too, I'm sure it'd make his day.
I did. Well, you're
Patrick,
welcome.
Did you?
I did. I got the
Cloud's Buster Sword and
Okay, you know.
make his day.
Oh, buddy, did I?
I feel like Tifa's OPSEC could be better now.
That's probably true.
I feel like you don't like confessing your eco-terror crimes to your power wash contractors. That's praxis, baby.
Oh, you know, maybe doesn't have access to a therapist, and like this is just where she could get it out. I don't know what the situation is. You know, they're probably, you know, that's what kind of HR resources they have here. Ooh,
Yeah,
I heard all those. Well, I'm gonna spray this kitchen too.
Just hosing down these appliances. Just got to get them good and wet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the good stuff.
Can't believe we need a Waypoints to talk about the bear. All things considered,
Yeah,
I think that was probably my show of last year. Like, over Severance, over Andor, like, I think my favorite show was probably the bear. Admittedly, a big part of it is it's, like, maybe the most Chicago show ever made.
Oh, my God, yes. Look, do I want to hear another Wilco song? Yeah, I do, actually.
Do I want to hear a cold open on XRT doing station ident and setting up a Sufjan Stevens playlist? Yes, I do. It turns out. It turns out if you open an episode that way, I will be reduced to tears almost immediately. Because like when I go home, like it is when I'm in radio range of XRT that I'm like, okay, now I'm home.
I've made it back. Yeah. I think we should definitely do one. I don't know if they announced the release date for the second season as part of that trailer, but I think we'll definitely do one in the lead up to the second season for sure.
So they've got their today's menu, not facing the customers, but this looks like it's meant to be customer facing. But today's menu is soft drinks, Spriker Soda Star, coffee drink. Milk, coconut.
Ew.
Snack Enjoy. Special day drink.
Oh. Wonder why no one's coming here.
Yeah, it's
a mystery, a total mystery.
God, I would fucking love it's the bear, but it's in Midgar. You didn't know Barrett had joined Avalanche? No, I didn't. I've been away for years.
God, the episode in that first season where they accidentally drug all the kids.
Oh my God. It was one of the... That is one of the greatest fucking... Oliver Platt kills every single moment he's in that show. When he's like... you're trying to... Like, what is he? He's like... Here you are running a business with a lower success rate of the fucking Bears. And it's like, yep, the Bears are truly the new restaurant of sports franchises. But yes, the accidental anti-anxiety meds in the Ecto Cooler was incredible.
Yes.
And for a minute, I didn't like when Oliver Platt's character's like, are they fucking dead? I kind of wondered that myself. I was like, did this show just like?
Is everyone about to go to jail?
Is the twist here that like, just by pure mischance, they accidentally kill a party full of kids? It's kind of creepy. Tifa, I can't believe how amazing the place looks, and you're not even finished. Whoa. I need to help with final preparations for that job over in Sector 1. So I've got to run, but I'll have Cloud come by to give the place a once-over once you're done. But I
maybe her OPSEC is better than you.
She's surveilling us.
Yeah. Chill, Tifa. I mean, it made sense at Shinra because, you know.
Shinra.
Of course it does.
Yeah. So is the job in Sector 1 the opening mission of the campaign, of the game? Is that the first reactor that they...
Yeah, probably. I would imagine. It's been a minute.
You were asking, does that sign say eggs and chips? You bet your ass it does. And I don't think they mean, like, potato chip. I don't think they mean, like, fries. I bet you it's like, yeah, welcome to this 100% legitimate restaurant. Here's your fried egg, and here you like Pringles or Utz.
Oi, mate, I ain't gonna chip. Classic dinner menu item.
Patrick,
Yeah.
are there pictures of the bar on the wall from the earlier versions of the game? Come over here and tell me that's not.
Yeah,
that's not.
that-
the
yeah,
bar
those look like the-
from
those look like the-
FF7 OG.
Yeah. That's
Very
pretty
cute.
good.
That's very cute.
That is a very good detail.
I feel like video games gave me unreasonable notions about how well carriage lamps would go indoors and out.
Yeah? Did you make some mistakes based on that presumption?
No, I just had to. I came to a realization that they're just not going to work. But in video games, it's like, well, we did it. We generated one type of wall sconce that can be used in every environment. It will just go. Plethum Academia, how are y'all just not blasting the paint off the wall? This is why we need PowerWash Simulator 2.
Yes.
Because we
Yes.
need, like, can you imagine how good this would be if, like, I turn around and it's like, Patrick, what the fuck are you doing using the 10-degree nozzle on a painted wall? What are you doing?
I agree. Like, I would love, like, a pro version of this.
You can end up taking a loss on a job because, like, you inflicted so much property damage. I don't think, I looked into this. I don't think PC Builder Simulator had multiplayer. I was really keen on, like, you and I opening our PC store, but without co-op, what's the point?
Yeah, I was looking when we were trying to figure out something to do today. There was another one that was it's like becoming very popular for games like this to put out what's called like a prologue, which is essentially like we're not going to go into early access, but we're going to release like a demo, and if people like it, it means they can like wishlist it and stuff like that. There's kind of a process behind it, and there was one that was like open up your own brewery. I was like, oh, that sounds like kind of fun. And it was like, oh, there's like a 90-minute demo. But then, like, one of the bullet point features is, like, and bully the homeless people off of your street who are trying to get into your brewery and throw trash cans at them. I'm like, what? Like, I like was looking at the cute screenshots of, like, setting up vats of beer. And then, just, like, and also, like, bully the people that don't have anywhere to sleep and get them away from you. It's like, all right, well, we're not going to play that fucking video game.
Well, it is authentic to the worldview of a lot of small business owners. I will say that from following local politics, there is like it turns out there's one reason why mediocre restaurants in a town struggle, and it's because of people living rough on the street. It's not to do with your menu. It's nothing you've done. It's just all those customers who are like, "Damn, I would love."
I would eat here, but I just can't. There's a person over there.
Yeah. But what a weird, needless, like.
Yeah. It immediately put it off. I was like, no, I'm not streaming this. There's no way for me to make this like funny. I was like, like you showed it in the screenshots. Made it a bullet point.
And now I'm kind of curious, like, so what other, so if that exists within the systems of the game, what I'm curious is, like, what else exists, right? Like, is the game just going to have, like, all sorts of, like, weird shit happening? Because, like, really, if you're talking about brewing, right, 90% of this is, like, cleaning and hygiene, right? Like, it's effectively running a chemical lab that churns out beer. But I'm gonna guess that the game's not gonna be like fussy and a stickler about a bunch of that shit. But
Yeah.
for reasons of its own, is like, but we gotta have this this anti-homeless curricula in the game.
We're getting there. Gotcha, ceiling pipe. There was also it's another game that's it finally came out. It had one of those prologue things a couple years ago. It's essentially like a 3D Papers, Please. Like you work at, like a border post and check up people's documentation. But I watched the trailer for it, and maybe this honestly was this the opposite of my reaction to the beer, the brewery one was like, it's like, oh, and like, you're here and you're checking people's information, you're waving them through, and then it just cuts to like a Call of Duty action scene where you're just like shooting up a place. And I was like, how do we get from checking the papers to like wielding an AK-47 and taking people out? I might actually have to know how we got there.
The second part was just a dream sequence from a typical Customs and Border Patrol agent.
Well, the actual game is maybe like extremely boring, but then you fall asleep at the end of your shift, and then you get to dream that you're actually part of some kick-ass mission.
Well, because it does reflect, because there is all this shit where Department of Homeland Security has like pushed for ages to be like considered as a peer organization with like the Department of Defense, and they're like, we should have our own intelligence agency. We should be considered like an armed service. All that kind of shit. And so like, in addition to like, how like the sort of people they self-select for like, I want to spend my life enforcing immigration law. That sounds like good and use of my life and other people's. You also have the like, but also I need respect for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a troop.
How about Robert Gronkowski to be showing me respect in those weird commercials that he's been doing lately? Have you seen some of those?
Oh, well, he's the USAA commercials that he's been on for years, where he's like, What I love about those commercials, though, is the text of them is also that he's just the biggest dumbass in history. And is like a big golden retriever who just wants his veterans benefits from this one credit union. I like those ads, though, are much better than the FanDuel ads I've been getting bombarded with.
Ugh.
It's like, good news, Massachusetts. Sports betting is here.
Well, thank God.
What do I look like here, Patrick Klepek? I can't live this life.
Gotta live at 50 cents at a time, baby. Now I can't gamble anymore, though. I don't know how basketball stats work. That said, if I bet against the Bulls, I had for a while. The Bulls for a stretch were blowing like 20-point leads in like 6-7 plus games over the course of a 30-game stretch. I was like, you know what? I would make a lot of money just waiting for the Bulls to have a substantial lead when they would then be wildly thought to win the game, bet against them, and cash in. And I never quite did it, But every time I'd be furious when I saw that they lost after blowing a big win or a big lead, and not because I was mad they lost. I knew they would lose, but because I could have made some quick cash by just indulging in my cynicism.
Well, the Bulls still flirt with blowing big leads.
They do. They do.
They're a team that has no put away function.
No, they will find some way to completely fuck it up, and I frankly I sort of respect it.
But God help me, I enjoy watching these games. I'm having so much fun watching this Bulls team.
Okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow night. I have to understand. Like, I couldn't get you to watch them when they were good. Like, when they were the #1 seed in the East last year, I had to explain the team dynamics to you.
I had a lot going
But now,
on.
as their bottom feeders, like when you'd prefer that they were losing out for a chance at a draft pick. Like, time to really get into the Bulls now.
I feel like, with the Bulls, it was just like last year was like they were fun, but it was also clear that like they were not serious contenders given who else was out in the East and how they were playing.
Oh, for sure.
And whereas this year, it's like, well, now they've got something to play for, which is just getting in, as opposed to get in and get demolished by the Bucks. Now the suspense is all around like, well, maybe are they even going to get in? Ooh, who can say?
Who can say? Truly.
Yeah, that Pacers game was like infuriating.
Well, they can't shoot threes. If Zach LaVine isn't shooting threes,
Sometimes they can now.
sometimes they can now. That's the Bulls' promise.
Well, occasionally teams will decide like Patrick Beverley doesn't shoot threes, and so they don't cover him, and then it turns out that he can sink a bunch of wide open threes in a game.
Well, it's the same with Vucevic.
Exactly.
Like, it's same idea. It's like this enormous man is not going to shoot a three, and then he can occasionally. Ooh, getting down to it. 98. What else we got? Floor.
Oh, I thought you said you cleaned up around these.
I got the pinball machines. I don't think I got the walls behind them. Has the bear? I remember the character's name, but the girl who plays sort of like the apprentice character, she kind of comes in. Like, has she been in anything else? Because she was awesome in that show. I haven't looked up like her IMDb if she's been at like. She was amazing. Like, immediately a standout in that show.
I mean, it's a cast with no weak link. She's terrific in it. Well, everyone melts down in the big Wonder episode. But the way, like, her worst and nastiest self, like, uncorks in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And she unloads on Cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, has her Jokerification moment in the locker room before she quits is terrific.
Yeah, really
good. The
good.
entire thing was amazing.
And that guy just making the donuts. Oh my god.
Yeah, so the Marcus thing was like, real talk. Marcus deserved to get screamed at.
He did.
Like,
bro, you were making the donut. Like, you were clearly being
multiple times. You were being
supported. No one minded you experimenting, but like, you were doing lax.
He did not do his job. Yeah. But at the same time, like, the cruel lash out. You know, it's the way of being about things.
Yes,
as it so often is in that show. Yeah, but so yeah, she did fuck that place with the to-go system, but the thing is she made like a really simple mistake, and like what's kind of painful there is she and everyone made a simple mistake with a system they weren't familiar with, and they just sort of buried them with those orders coming in. But it was like one of those things where there's also nothing to do about it from there. You know, it's like it's a thing that's gonna happen once, and you're gonna have to move on. But that whole thing just becomes about like just an escalation from there. What an incredible episode, though.
Oh yeah,
just the sound of that order machine.
Terrifying. Oh, ceiling. That ceiling's done. What else we got here? So many things. Wall lanterns.
Fixtures. Let's start bringing that. Now imagine how good it would be if this mission were on a timer, and the health inspector came and shut you down.
The timer bit would be great, actually. Oh wow, that is. See, Rob, who says we can't be game developers? What are you guys leaving for? Well, we wanted to make a really aggressive form of PowerWash Simulator. That's what got me out of this
like
game.
Full realism, hardcore, tons of different like texture properties. I really feel like there should be about like a dozen more cleaning solutions that you have to learn to work with, and like the upside and downside of it.
And frankly, this whole, like being able to hit escape and find the box that you don't know what is clean. No, you will not. You will just you will end up. We will actually have a fighting sim elements, because when you want to beat the shit out of your colleague because you can't figure out the last thing that needs to be cleaned.
Did you clean over here or not? It's a simple question, Patrick. Like that's how it should be.
We're at 99%. It's good enough. You think they're gonna notice? You think the client's gonna notice?
Oh wait, hold on. Found you, you bastards.
Door frames. Oh. All right.
Yeah, get that lamp.
One of my favorite bits, like when you get towards the end, is when you actually have to look at the menu and see which ones you haven't gotten yet, and you're like, well, that's certainly not dirty. And then you look and it's just covered in dirt, and you've just blocked it out of your vision. Get this fridge. Fuck this fridge.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, nice child's art. Ah, cut it in half with the spray. Oh wait, it was this cranny. It's this cranny. I'm like craning my head to like, get in here, and it's like I'm playing a video game. I'm like, it's gonna. Patrick, why isn't the fridge clean?
I don't know.
I hit it really hard.
Wait, is this the wrong fridge?
What?
Fridge. Door. Oh. It's this. It's this door. It's
What?
this thing. Yes. I don't know what part of it, but that's what's flashing when I bring it up. It says it's just this siding. What part is glowing? Can I get in this door? Let me in. What part? Oh, I see it. I see it, Rob. Got it. Got you, fridge. Right. Dartboard frame.
How the fuck are these tall stools? Wait, 4 of 9. Wait.
That's a lot.
Oh no. Hang on. Where the fuck is the metal cleaner? Why can't I buy metal cleaner?
Let my man cook and clean. Oh, we're so close. Tall stools? Oh, I see. just two dipshits just blasting these bar stools with just the most high-powered of. Hey, guys, do you think we should just get like a sponge? Out? No.
Power wash it. We're the power wash boys. I'm gonna power wash it.
Shut the fuck up, Dad. This is our business pretty soon. Do it how we want.
88% on the circuit box. Patrick, we gotta find a circuit box and
Blast
and
it.
just blast it.
That's what she told us to do. Blast that circuit box.
Maybe that was the circuit box. It seemed like it would be circuit box, but
Alright, radio cleans.
circuit box cleaned. Oh, frame. There we go. Yeah.
Ooh, we're so close. Microwave? Microwave. Oh, it's probably the back. Just blasting these electronics.
Nice.
Because you don't normally do this in the game's other settings, right? Where it's just like, where you're just blasting things that, I mean, sure, maybe you'd be ripping off paint or things like that, but just...
Neon signs. There was definitely filth there.
Short stools? Missing one? Ah. All right. 2 pots.
All right.
Skirting. And a neon sign. Another neon sign? Oh, maybe this game's one? Yeah.
Oh, I bet these pots are dirty.
Ooh. Huh? Pots. Is this the pot?
It seems not.
Not the pot?
It has to be.
Nope, it's right here. Right here, Rob.
You find it? You found it?
Is this tiny little fucker. Get him. Get that fucker. Yeah! You know what, like, another good mode of this would be is, I really enjoy the final sequence of all of this, where it's like, okay, how do we find this one thing? Just make it like a hunting mode, where you're not cleaning everything. There's just like 5 things you need to hunt down and sort of figure out. Something like that would be really good. Video pheasant, bloodborne text, pot cleaned.
This is very
DB's
funny.
in the chat. DB's in the chat. Thank you.
All right, I think we can call it there, but I just want to load into the next one and see what the job is.
Yep.
So we get a little message here from... oh, it's Reed.
Sure.
Hello once again. I trust you've been able to take in some of the city since we were last in touch. Sorry to pull you away from your vacation, but we have another job lined up for you. The nature of this task, however, demands a great deal more discretion than the first we had you perform. Of course, this also means you shall be compensated handsomely for your troubles. One of the specimens from Professor Hojo's laboratory escaped and made its way to the 60th floor. It was eventually captured in the Mako Energy exhibit, but it refused to go quietly, and the place is coated in a thick layer of biological ooze.
Ooh!
While we entrusted the floor and walls to our security team, I insisted that someone with a more skilled touch handle the exhibit itself. Reeve.
All
All right, well,
this was good.
This is a-
Kaylor, prop hunt where another player is the dirty prop moving around. The idea of like having a third player that is just
yeah, like hiding.
hiding, like the pot that is moving around the room.
Yeah.
That's such a funny idea.
That's a great idea. All right, well, that will do it for today's Dirty Boys stream.
Yes.
Patrick and I will be back, I think, later this week.
Thursday morning.
Thursday
morning.
Coffee.
Coffee and Roblox. So we're gonna get Rob set up on Roblox. I'm gonna show him what I am exposed to on a daily basis with one of my children, and I just don't think you're ready for it, Rob. I do not think you are prepared for what Roblox is, and you're gonna find out what an obby is.
A what?
An obby. It'll all make sense, Rob. It'll all make sense. I
can't
promise.
wait to find out on Thursday. But until then, thanks for watching the Dirty Boys successfully clean out Midgar. I can't wait to dive into some of this.
No more eco-terrorists. We cleaned them out, Rob.
Yep.
Because we cleaned up that robot.
Thanks to us, the Scorpion bot is running free. And soon we're going to do to the Mako Energy exhibit what we did to that bar. So maybe the Dirty Boys will revisit this little project down the road. But that will do it for us today. Thanks for watching, and see you again on Thursday.